Most marketing advice and strategies out there are aimed at businesses selling products, but if you're a service-based business, then it's incredibly important to understand how marketing strategies for service businesses are different from those of other types of businesses. And the problem is that many service business owners don't know how to market their services, so they end up wasting a lot of time and money on marketing efforts that just don't work and never pay off. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you 5 of the absolute best ways to sell more of your services and a few super easy steps that'll help you create a successful marketing strategy for your service business. Follow these steps and you'll be well on your way to getting more customers and more clients. So let's get started with tip number 1, selling your services by using the problem-first mentality. When it comes to selling services, most business owners and people start by describing what they do, like we do accounting or plumbing or coaching, whatever it is that you do. Some even take it a step further and talk about the solutions they offer, like we take care of your business's bookkeeping, or we help you sell your home fast and for top dollar. But this next part's really important, so I'm gonna say it slowly. A solution that's presented without context about what problem it's solving is completely irrelevant and ineffective. For example, if someone offered to sell me an in-ground sprinkler system for my backyard, well, I'd probably pass. After all, I don't really need a sprinkler system. At least, I don't think I do. But if that same salesperson showed me how my dead and dying grass was not only not that great to look at, but it was also painful for my kids to play on because it was dry and scratchy. And it was causing all kinds of dust and dirt to get tracked into the house, and maybe even lowering my property value, well then, you've got my attention. And this is why you always need to start with the problem first. For an example of this, just rewind and rewatch the beginning 30 seconds or so of this video, and you'll see how I called out my target market, in this case service business owners, as well as the problem that I was going to cover, which in this case was the fact that marketing services is different than marketing products. So once you've got your problem sufficiently addressed, it's time to move on to the next point, which is that when you're selling a service, it's all about the end result. There's a quote in marketing that's commonly attributed to Theodore Levitt that goes, "People don't want quarter-inch drill bits, they want quarter-inch holes." Basically meaning your clients and customers don't want the thing you're selling, they want the benefits of what that thing is going to provide. They want the end result, the outcome. So if you offer coaching, you're not offering a package of 4 60-minute consultations. You're offering better performance or better health or better relationships or whatever it is you provide. If you offer marketing services, you're not giving them social media or content marketing or video services. You're offering the promise of more customers, more clients, and more sales and revenue for their business. Or if you offer, I don't know, say mobile auto detailing services where you show up at someone's house or work and clean their car. Well, you're not just offering a clean car. You're offering status and prestige and pride, maybe even hygiene. Photography? You're capturing memories and helping preserve someone's legacy. Daycare? You're offering freedom, security, peace of mind. Meal preparation services? You're selling convenience and time and maybe health depending on what kind of food you cook. I think you get the picture. And on the topic of pictures, let's talk about tip number 3 next. Show, don't tell. The hardest thing about marketing and selling services as opposed to products is that services are intangible. You can't hold a service in your hands. You can't see it in front of you. And the end result, the outcome, is often little more than a promise, which means you need to do everything in your power to try to make it as real as possible. And the best way to do this is to show rather than just tell. And of course, the best way to show is with video marketing. The tool I'm talking about is also this video's sponsor, PictoStory. PictoStory is an amazing video marketing tool that allows you to take a single video and then quickly and easily turn it into multiple content pieces for use across all of your social media platforms. It's the perfect tool for content marketers, social media managers, brand strategists, and anyone who creates video content to increase audience engagement. It automatically adds subtitles, allows you to change the color, type, and size of the font, and you can customize the video background color to match your brand or whatever look you're going for. I'll put a link in the description box below this video, so make sure to check out PictoStory right after this video by clicking the link below, which will allow you to create a completely free account. And when you use the code ADAM50, you'll also get 50% off any annual plan if you want to access any additional features. Now that you've got a way to make sure your video gets seen in all the right places, let me walk you through a 4-part video framework I use with all my clients to help you sell more services with a simple video. Part 1 of any successful video is always the hook. This can sometimes be referred to as the attention capture or call out phase, but whatever you want to call it, the objective is always the same: to get someone's attention and to get them to pay attention and to keep paying attention. But here's the thing, you don't want just anybody's attention. You want only your ideal target market's attention. And the best way to do this is pretty simple, but effective. And that is to call them out with a question, ideally something that asks them about the problem they have. Also, you want to make sure to do this in the first 3 to 5 seconds of the video. Alright, so now that you've got their attention, part 2 is to introduce yourself and, more importantly, the problem you're going to be solving. Even though we're only about 5 seconds into the video, this is where so many people start to go so wrong. The key here is to keep your intro as short and powerful as possible, and then move quickly on to the problem. An important point to consider here is that the only reason we're introducing you at all is to humanize you, so they get to know you, build rapport, and then they like you and establish a little more credibility and authority, so ultimately they'll trust you. Now, the way to do this is to give your name, your title, and possibly a previous but related big achievement, and then dive right into the problem you see and the damage it's doing. And this is where you want to spend most of your time, on their pain, their problem, and the current reality they're living in. You don't have a ton of time here, but even 30 to 60 seconds of putting a little salt in the wound can go a really long way and set you up for success for this next part. Alright, so at this point you've hooked them, you've given a quick intro, and you've presented the problem that they're going through, and hopefully put just a little bit of salt in the wound to make it real and make them feel. Yeah, that rhymed. So it's at this point, part 3, that you want to now present your service that you're selling and all the benefits that they're going to get from using it. Finally, we come to what may be the most important part of the entire video, the call to action, or CTA. The goal here is to do the thinking and heavy lifting for your viewer by spelling out exactly what they should do next. That ever important next action step that'll move them one step closer to solving their problem. Now is not the time to get creative and let them know about all the things they could do and all the ways you could help them. Instead, you want to pick one single call to action, make it clear, and make it direct. When your call to action is confusing, or worse, doesn't even exist, well, your viewer is left hanging, trying to figure out what to do next. And when they're trying to figure it out on their own, it's not good for anyone. Okay, now that you've got that, let's move on to tip number 5, which is all about mastering your marketing. When it comes to selling more of your services and getting more customers and clients for your service-based business, marketing is the single most important element to your success. There's some good news and some bad news that comes with all of this. The good news is that human behavior, consumer psychology, and why people buy really hasn't changed that much in thousands, if not tens of thousands of years. So even getting a basic handle on the principles of marketing are going to go a really long way. The bad news is that technology and the way that your customers engage and interact with brands and businesses online is changing faster than ever. But don't worry, I've got you covered. And this is why the next thing you're going to want to do is check out the video I have linked up right here, which is going to give you even more service business marketing strategies. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video. It's called the social selling system. It's a very simple framework that essentially takes them from an ad to a opt-in page where they can enter their name and email in exchange for some kind of content.